Hi there, welcome back to Watcher of Realms. This time we're focusing in on the review of Trusk, someone that doesn't come by that often in the summon banners, ×2, ×15 chance, maybe this is the best time to do it. Visually, he looks great. His skin, unique as well. But we're not there for that. We're more focused on how he performs in his abilities and stuff. As for the review section, what's he been given? 5 in Faction Trial, yeah, pretty much. Tied 4.9, maybe could have been a bit higher, to be honest. Guild War, Gear Raid 2, I guess, to be honest, it's quite fair, some of these ratings. It might be a bit underwhelming to some people, but let's just take a closer look. His cost is 19. 19 as a defender seems a little bit high. He does block by default 3 enemies, as you would expect. I don't know if he has an exclusive artifact or not. If not, you could possibly use Bastion Ring, which will enable you to... I don't know if it restores HP, but it definitely allows you to block 1 more additional enemy. Now, Trusk is a counter-attack, damage reduction, and damage escalating unit. A variety of stuff. To know that there is a counterattack factor, a form of damage, that's great, because normally defenders are just control, hold back the enemy. If you can also take them out too, it's just going to make the job a lot easier. As for the Awaken section, if you are lucky enough to get him multiple times, Awaken 1, when HP is below 50%, reduces all damage taken by 30% for 5 seconds. Great. Keeps you alive a bit longer. This effect can be triggered up to 1 time every 40 seconds. So at least it's not 1 time. It can be done multiple. Defense 200, that's pretty basic. Deals 20% extra damage to enemies blocked by himself. So really, this Awakening is kind of like that little ability in the background what Zilla2 has, where when Zilla2 blocks the person in front, she will deal 20% extra damage. But for it to be on a defender, makes it kind of unique, more of a hybrid. All damage reductions by 8%, pretty good. And when receiving fatal damage for the first time, restores 30% max HP immediately. That's quite good, that. For it to be done immediately, it might save you in time. Now, as for a talent, it says, all damage dealt scales off of defense. Each basic attack launched has a 15% chance of triggering a roll, dealing 140% AoE damage to 3 enemies in range. That's a little bit underwhelming, only 3 enemies in range. If it was 10 to 15, I'd say that's a lot better. But take in mind, he is a defender. He's not a physical fighter. Anyway, it knocks them into the air. That'll be quite a funny animation, that. Additionally, when the HP is below 50%, restores 5% max HP every 4 instances of damage taken. More survivability. And obviously, when you awaken him, if you are lucky enough, if his health does drop below 50%, it restores immediately by 30%, I believe. If I can remember. Anyway, let's see. What else should we look at? We need to check his details, don't we? Max level 3000 attack. That's actually really good as a defender. 29,000 HP. I mean, it's alright. Would have been better if it was 30,000. Nearly 4,000 defense. That's better. That's what we're talking about. That's what you want, for sure. Because, as I said, you're doing damage based off his defense. So the higher his defense is, just naturally, he's going to be doing more damage. So how would you build Trusk in a defense set? Defense sub or main stats? I would say some main stats, yeah. You still want HP, but maybe they can be more sub stats on this occasion. So, this is magic attack. His basic attack is magic. Very unique. Deals 100% magic damage to 1 enemy in range. 2 tiles. So he's got an additional range as well. That's great. Thorny Grasp. There you go. Passive. When the ultimate is triggered, the hero pulls 1 unblocked target in adjacent tiles, left or right, towards himself, like a hook and chain. Defense increases by 10%, so it means a bit more damage done because of the higher defense. And block is increased by 1 until the ultimate ends. So if you've got Trusk and he uses his ultimate and you got the Bastion Ring, you're going to be blocking 5 enemies. But take in mind, once his passive or the ultimate has ended, it will stop, right? From the looks of it, it can be done again the next time when the ultimate is triggered. It's not like a one-time thing, at least. But just know that when the ultimate ends, the 5 people you block with the Bastion Ring, 1 will end up walking through Trusk once the ultimate ends, because then you're only blocking 4 people. Because you're blocking 3 default, and then the Bastion Ring blocks 1 additional. So just take that in mind. It says, additionally, ranged enemies will prioritize targeting this hero during the time. So does anyone else on the last legs about to die, and Trusk uses his ultimate and his passive kicks on in, he's going to take all the flak and all the focus from the enemies to him. So your other adjacent heroes survive a little bit longer, which is really good. Now, what else do we have? Lightning Carapace. Each ultimate cast increases defense by 10% permanently, stacking up to 2 times, which you can actually stack it up an additional 2 more. So it's like 4 times, which means 40% permanent defense increase. So you can make Trusk a full-on tank who can do more damage with the higher defense he has. But take in mind, if you're going for HP or more so defense main stats, you got to make sure that your substats have 100% crit rate in order to do maximum damage. It's not like a need or a must, but you want to get that damage and, you know, prioritize that. You got to make sure you got the crit rate. But the level 5 on Lightning Carapace, block +1. So you're telling me that this Lightning Carapace, when it kicks on in, when the ultimate is casted, it's going to block 1 enemy, that the Thorny Grasp is going to kick on in, which increases block by another 1, so that's 2 block, and then you got Bastion Ring, and then you got the 3 default block. You're going to be blocking 6 enemies at once with Trusk. This is crazy. It's actually really good. And he's only 19 cost. It makes sense now. Defender magic. So, you know, good luck if you do pull him. At first, I saw him, I thought, I don't really think much. He's just a defender, that's all. But he's a damage defender. Okay, he might not be focused in an arena, but in other areas of the game, he can do well, especially the Tide. With that AoE damage too. Wow. Yeah. I don't know if I'll pull Trusk, but I hope I do. So, hopefully this video was of some interest to you and you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time when that is. Goodbye. Good night for now.